Okay, welcome to Storytime Chit-Chat. Woo. Okay, anyways, by the way, co-host, we're up and running.
Yep,
Kinda.
I was actually just adding a little thing to my one promo thing saying the stream has started.
Yeah, cause I did not make any promos today. Cause I'm lazy. No, I'm just kidding. I have a lot of shit going on.
Good job.
But
Yep.
yeah. So tonight is Storytime Chit-Chat, the 15th, which covers chapters 45 and 46 of When Souls Awaken. Hey there, Z. Thanks for joining us. So big
All right.
news. Apparently, I hit 50 followers, like after my stream last night, and I'm pretty sure that's due to a certain streaming buddy asking people to follow me, and I appreciate the ever loving hell out of that. It's just, oh god, I feel so loved right now. Oh, my heart. Wait, so what's the other heart? Is it? There's another heart. I could do it upside down. Whatever. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Either way, I'm super excited because that means that I'm really close to affiliate, but for some reason the stats thing is all fucked up for me, so I don't actually know what's going on for that. But we'll
I
get
love
there
the way you
eventually.
just popped your freaking tongue when you said that.
Censored myself.
Mm-hmm.
But let me turn on the music real quick. I got some tavern music. Watch out, guys. It's Celtic.
Oh
It's
man, look
epic
out!
folk Celtic music. No copyright. Whatever. Either way, it's not commercial use yet because I'm not making any money anyway on this. Not until
I
after
appreciate
the
you.
thing. But so, anyways, gonna hop over to the promo where I get to be upside down because I'm a bat. Because I'm batshit crazy. Okay. Anyways, so check out our shit if you haven't already. Thank you so much, Z, for the congrats. Love you. I should do all my streams upside down. It's wonderful. It's a great way to get the blood to the head. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You feeling woozy yet?
No, but I think I'm having an issue with your avatar.
With
Oh,
my
there you
avatar?
are. Yeah. No, I had you blocked out for some... Not blocked out. Oh. For some reason, I had your thingy hidden with the little...
Yeah, you know that you're
And
like
I'm
floating in the
yeah.
middle of your...
I don't...
Okay.
Because I had to fix everything. Remember? Like, my avatar disappeared. It was
right.
really weird. It, like, disappeared. I was like, where did I go? Who knows? Anyways. I entertain me.
I appreciate
So, I'm actually checking that out at the moment, but, so tonight we're gonna be talking about chapters 45 and 46 of, When Souls Awaken, so, you know, follow us on all of our bullshit. Oh, I guess before we get started, I can also, you know, tell you, to go read my new story as well, which is Minding Empathy. It's, features a whole bunch of LGBTQA plus characters. I don't know if I did that in the right order. I don't think I did. But either way, it doesn't matter. All the letters are there. Everyone is. Everyone. But no, so like so far only the main character has been introduced and she's pansexual. Not that that's come up at this point. But we're getting the next character introduced in the next chapter, which drops tomorrow on Tapas. So right now, Minding Empathy is only available on Tapas because I am just kind of, you know, writing it as it goes. If you ask me any questions about that, I'll and be like, oh my god, are we gonna see that? I'll be like, I don't know, will we? And I will legitimately not know, because that's just how it goes.
Yeah, the any questions for Minding Empathy, you probably want to focus on stuff that's just what was this character thinking or what's going on right now, because this one is definitely a make it up as you go along one.
Oh yeah, I mean you can check out whatever you want. Yeah, so for some reason it's telling me I have 48 followers when it says
Weird.
I have 50. So it's 2 behind. I don't see my goal. I think my goal is on my gaming screen, but anyways. So, I guess we can go ahead and get to that part of the chapter. Oh my god, what's my hand doing? Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Yep, and I'm gonna
what?
I'm gonna listen while also bothering people to come watch you.
Okay, so there's there's some very nice little touching moments in these chapters and some stuff being revealed. So if you haven't caught up to When Souls Awaken for chapter 45 and 46, then you might not want to stick around for the stream because we discuss spoilers and stuff like that occur. And funny part about that is today when I was setting up my outline for this stream, I almost really pulled up, made a real fucky wucky and almost wrote the outline for chapters 47, 48 and 49, which drop on Patreon at midnight tonight. So I would have spoiled so much because those are big chapters. Like, there's a lot of shit that happens in those chapters. So that would have been like a huge spoiler for Aurora's
that would have been pretty bad.
But anyways, but I'm not really trying to spoil Alora's backstory that badly. Not until, that StoryTime Chit-Chat, which will be the next one, I think. Yeah, that should be the next one, and that will be on the 17th. So anyways, so chapter 45, apparently I don't remember, what did I name it? It's not Scarred Trees. I'm sorry, guys. I'm flopping right now.
Oh my lord.
I forgot to put the chapter name in the on the outline. I usually do.
It's okay. I've got you, boo. Guess what?
I just opened it. What?
Oh, well, I was...
My
okay,
arm
never
just
mind.
twisted around the wrong way. That's okay. I don't need... Who needs joints? Dragon cakes. Thank you. Yes, dragon... So it's 45 is Unicus and 46 is dragon cakes. And 40... Are we talking 47? No.
No, we are just talking
47. I love chapter 47. I can't wait to get to that one. It's so cute. It's so cute. Goes well with chapter 48. I think I'm funny. Anyway.
You're very funny.
Yeah, so for some reason I checked it. I do have 50 followers, but Twitch thinks I have 48. But they're telling me I have 50 when I look at my channel. But like for whatever it says 48. I wonder if that has to do with I don't even know, but eggplant. Your hair looks like eggplant, and I like that color. Yes, Axis is the smoothest bastard in the world. Let's just give him credit where credit is due. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, he's hot. It works for him.
It works.
So, Z, is the music too loud or the volume's all good? I'm hoping they are. I should really switch if I switch the sides that my book title is on, my cover, like if I switch it to like the chat side, then it would make more sense because when I look at my other screen for chat, it'll look like I'm actually looking at the chat.
Yeah, and it'll look like I'm just looking right down at it.
Instead of me just like always looking away from it. Don't worry, it might change when I have...
I mean, granted...
Okay, that's good.
If you have the chat up on Twitch, it does look like you're looking at it on Twitch.
I can't wink. I just tried to wink. I forgot that I don't have that eye tracking.
So proud.
Because I am not buying an iPhone just so I can wink at people on this. If I'm going to spend that much money, I'll get the setup to just do, like a real video and just have anxiety attacks and drink more. It'll be great. Just kidding on that part. Don't worry. Anyways, so my cat's meowing in the background. I just fed him. He's really not that sad, I promise. Anyways, so chapter 45, Unicus. Because I forgot the chapter name like 6 times in a row there. But anyway, so for appearing characters, we have Flora, Alora, Rune, Axis, the Kidnappers, Mr. Boss Kidnapper, the Teen Girl, and Rixacalis in a memory. In the God chat, we have Rixacalis being, also known as Proud Mama right now. Proud Mama in this chapter. Ha. And Vesutio. Okay, anyways. So, the group is on another prayer. Thank you for all the hearts. I love them. They make me so happy. So, anyways, the group is on another, prayer, and Axis is shocked. like shocked that Allura is Unicus. Like he just found out. He's like, yeah, haha. I love that the expression actually worked for once, and now I'm ruining it by pointing it out. But he's like, this bitch is crazy, but I still want to fuck with it. And can you blame him?
Oh my god.
Can you blame him?
No, I can't.
I mean, Allura is supposed to be straight. But I really should have guessed that I wasn't straight considering how many of my characters go gay in the collabs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe with the fact that I just ship everyone together all the time. Just like, oh my god, ship them. Ship everyone. It's
Every
great.
single one
It's
of them.
great. Just gotta ship everyone. Anyways, so, where was I? Okay. So, after some criticism from Axis about that, the group starts to head to the nearby town, and they stop and they split up. Or they start to near the nearby town. There we go. I can speak. I know how to word and... Okay.
You do know how to word. I'm very proud of you.
Okay, so Laura gives the two their orders and passes Rune off to Flora. And Axis, you know, amazingly agrees to what she said before she leaves on the mission. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll take Flora. I'll take care of the kid. Don't worry, I got you. I got you, boo. I mean, he's not that assuring because it's Axis. It's more like, uh-huh. And then looks broody. But anyway, so Allura gives the two their orders. So they, like I just said, oh my god, my fingers worked. Sorry, I get really excited when my shit actually works. Anyways, things out of context. So Flora, you know, after Allura's out of, you know, earshot, Flora, you know, turns to Axis and she's all ready to, like, you know, argue with him over this. She's like, I'm gonna go after her, you know. But you know, Axis just like is like, hurry up, Pipsqueak, and she's like, oh, okay, because he's like, shut up, we're going. Like, we're gonna go follow her. Like, of course we're not going to the town. What are you, crazy? We're not leaving Allura to do this shit by herself. She's a good girl. Axis does not know that Allura is very comfortable with killing people.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So, it's
a little bit of light murder as a treat.
Not murder. It's not so much the murder thing for her. It's just, but anyways, so at this point, you should, you know, as the reader, assuming you've read all the way up to this point and you didn't skip stuff, but, anyways, you should know that Al would fucking know that they didn't listen. You know why you should know that she knows? Is because she has that ability to sense powerful mages. It hasn't gone away. It doesn't get mentioned often, but it's still there. And Flora, you know, is arguably the most powerful mage in existence that's immortal, basically, at this point, because of Usko. She's walking around with the Guardian of Hell in her back pocket, basically. And Axis, being the first Phoenix, is one of the strongest Phoenixes. So, she's got, like, basically the top of the line mages trying to sneak after her. In the back of her head, it's just like, guess who's behind you? Someone with a lot of fucking power. But
it's got the little, like, radar thing in the back of her head.
Guess what? There's 2 dogs behind you.
Oh my god.
That was a good joke.
It was.
Anywho, training with War Goddess also helped hone her senses. Is that it? We'll find out. Anywho, let's get to the killing, or should I call it action? Either way, we find that Allura is extremely talented when it comes to stealth, and even Rixa comments on, you know, within the God chat, you know, and brings up, what if Al had Usko? What if she was the one that got to, you know, wield the Guardian of Hell? I know we've talked about it before, but it's still a very overpowered concept to have. Like, she would have been amazing just running around. She would have killed everyone. She could end any war that started, you know? She would just be like,
oh god, yeah.
Fuck y'all bitches. Boom. But anyways, so during this chapter, we have, you know, it switches back and forth between perspectives. So you can see, so we see what Allura's doing, and then we switch back over to Flora and Axis and see what they're witnessing from her. And we get to see just how innocent Flora still is to seeing, like, death and whatnot. And it's not that, she hasn't seen it or she hasn't been around it, but she's not numb to it. Like, she still gets really upset over things, people dying, you know?
Yeah, Z says, Al would crush her enemies and let Usko devour them to be forgotten in the darkness. And yeah, that sounds about right.
Bruh, you right. So right. It would be just so demolished.
Al's not the type to regret her killings.
No. You know, honestly, thinking about it, like, throughout all the throughout this story and the one that follows it, I don't recall writing her regretting any of her kills.
Nope.
Which
she doesn't even, like, show any remorse.
She's so detached. It's very concerning. Hopefully
Just
she stays
bit.
the hero.
Yeah, that would be good.
Anyway, moving on. We see that, you know, Alora's not only talented in stealth, but acting as well. She purposely lures the boss kidnapper man person into a false sense of confidence and power. Like, you know, she's like, oh no, I'm so helpless. You know, I'm scared. I'm trying to be a wannabe hero, but, you know. And boss guy is like, haha, fuck yeah, get fucked. But then she absolutely demolishes his subordinates. And him, not to mention. To the point where he's like, oh my god, please don't kill me. My family would be sad. And she's just like, dude, you're a fucking slaver. Like, there's kids in cages right behind you. But, so Al shows no mercy. And she executes, like, all these people, you know, all the slaver people without hesitation. And Axis is like, holy shit, what the fuck? I thought she was a good person. And Flora's like, she is, but she's not afraid to take a life. Meanwhile, Rixa is just like, oh my god, I'm such a proud mom. I raised such a good child. She's so good at the killing. And, you know, we also get a little glimpse of a flashback to Alora with Rixa that hints to Alora having experience with someone lying to save their own skin to her, basically, before. So, and she was very not happy about that. Not happy at all.
Not at all.
Who doesn't love Rixa-sama? So, Z said, traumatic past makes her numb to all the remorse and regret that normally washes over normal people. Yeah, that definitely attributes to it. And yes, we all love Rixa-sama. Rixa-sama. I love that. That's adorable.
I do too.
So, moving on, we see... Oh, wait, no, I fucked up. We're not moving on yet. We are, but we aren't. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I somehow lost my place for a moment.
We're right here.
Are we?
Yeah, you just talked about the
Okay, no, I think I skipped over shit. Anyways. Anywho.
Yeah.
Al saves the teen, and Vespuccio is rather pleased that she saved his follower. The chapter ends with, you know, Flora reminding Axis that they need to get back to the town first, and, you know, before Alora does. And just before they go, Axis looks back to, you know, to steal one last glance at Alora, like, make sure she is actually okay. And, she's looking at him. They meet gazes. And not with a happy way. She's just like, oh.
Uh-oh.
And so he knows.
I know what the hell you did.
He knows. He knows. He knows that he was seen. But the part that I skipped over was that I was gonna say it should be noted that Flora is typically placed at rendezvous at the rendezvous, like sets her up in the camp or sets her up in the place, rather than trusting her to go to it herself. But Al was kind of hoping that Axis would be a good enough boy for her since he's already afraid of disappointing her. And she was not counting on his need to ensure her safety to outweigh the fear of her disappointment for him. Like, he's like, I don't care if you fucking hate me. I'm gonna make sure you survive. Like, he just, like, he's more concerned for her well-being than her opinion of him. And I feel like that speaks a lot to his character.
It does.
Will he do stupid shit? Probably. But, I mean, it's Axis. He also ran away when they were, like, dying. So, because he thought that was the best way to protect Alora. Everything he does is for Alora. He really tries, guys. And he fucks up, but we love him for that. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So, chapter 46 we go to now. Dragon cake. God, I really want to make some dragon cake. Like, I think
Next time on
I think if I
Dragon
did,
Cake Z.
I think if I did try to make dragon cake, I'd probably just, instead of making like the cheesecake balls, I'd probably just make a normal cheesecake, you know? Slather it in some raspberry graham cracker crust.
Yeah, you've been saying for years that, like, you're gonna make one so that I could have it.
My avatar looks so happy.
I love that I see the viewer count come in just in time to see your avatar's, like, fingers doing that thing. Say, welcome to the stream, everybody.
No, whatever. They'll enjoy it. They'll enjoy it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
So, chapter 46, Dragon Cake. We have the appearing characters of Axis, Flora, Rune, Flora, Lars, and the wonderful Valentina. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
We love Valentina. I love Valentina.
I love Valentina.
She's a great
Up,
character.
Jinx.
Fuck you. Anyways.
Wow.
So, and then in God Chat, we have Basashio. Yeah, yeah. So the chapter starts off with Alora's newest rescue? Rescue. I swear I can talk. But anyway, so we start off with the newest rescue already being whispered up. Meaning she managed to get the victims to town, like, before, you know, somehow before Flora and Axis got there. She is fast. Anyways, so Axis is a bit caught up in trying to listen to the rumors of Aphuanicus now, like, because now he knows that, you know, they're all about Alora. He's like, if I had known, probably, I don't know what he would have done if he knew, honestly. And Flora's
beeline straight for wherever, like, the rumors are coming from.
Just tries to secretly help her on the missions without ever telling her. Anyways, and Flora is a bit kind of like, she's like dumbstruck with how fast the news moved. Anyways, anywho, they all regroup, and Alora and Flora have a bit of a quiet, I know you know kind of apology to each other. You know, but they do it without saying it directly because, I don't know. I don't have a reason. It's just, like, you know, when you have that emotional connection to someone where you don't have to say it all and you both know, and it's like, okay, fine, I'm admitting it. Okay, fine, I accept it. That's the kind of deal that's going on. However, you know, and then there's Axis, who didn't pick up on that, like, discreet apology acceptance thing at all.
Is dense.
Is a bit jumpy. So when, you know, when the room, like, when things get a little quiet, he just blurts out that they haven't gotten a room yet. And he doesn't even realize that they're standing right next to an inn. Like,
rip.
Fortunately for Axis, though, Alora is kind of just amused by this. And she just is like, yo, there's an inn right there, my boy. Let's go in and see if they have any rooms left. I'm sure they do.
Go into the inn.
But yeah, so she heads in with Flora, and he kind of just lags behind a bit. And that's when we have dear old, you know, Lars Solus just pop up as Lars. He's like, yo, motherfucker. So Lars is real quick to call out the fact that Axis is contemplating running away at this moment. Because, you know, he hasn't really solidified his his reunion with the girls yet, and he's still not sure if staying with them is the best idea. And now he's embarrassed, so now he's like, maybe I should just run. But we see Lars Solus actually being a good guy for once, by forcing Axis to realize that this is indeed his last chance to not fuck up things entirely with Alora. So, and then Lars Solus even goes a step forward, and he warns Axis that Alora is, you know, actually pretty fucking desirable. That's not the warning. He reminds her. And the warning is that she's not just desirable to humans. He tells Axis that there is one god that has an eye on her, but has yet to make a move because the goddess of war's interest in her and involvement with her. So Axis is completely thrown. Like I was when I got on and saw that I had 50 followers. I'm like, what? But I take it. But
we could always use a few more.
Yeah, I need 2 more before Twitch will accept that I have 50 followers for some reason. It says I have
Twitch
50.
doesn't want to accept the truth.
And no, it doesn't. And so it's like I need 2. I don't understand. Like, it's whatever. Anyways, so Axis is completely thrown, and he's like, what does Al have to do with Urxicalis? But, you know, before, you know, Lars Solus reminds him that Al's life continued even in his absence. And Larsolas also refers to it as a miserable existence, no less.
Oof.
So, ouch. Then, in the best wingman fashion Larsolas can muster, he just shoves Axis back into the building. Like, not into the wall, but, like, through the door. Where Al is. And Axis, you know, right into her. Snaps right into her. It's great. It's great. You should.
Rip.
Lots of fun. Anyways, so we find that Laura is speaking with Flora's crush from chapter 43, and Laura is a bit flustered by Axis crashing into her, and Axis is super intrigued by the fact that she's flustered by him. She's like, "Oh yeah, what else you interested in, baby? You know, like he's totally there for it." Anywho. We see that Axis is really just a lovesick puppy for Al. Like, there's no hiding it. Like, he's just standing there enjoying every reaction her face can have during this conversation, to the point that he's not even hearing or understanding what's being said. Like, and, you know, Allura, who is actually paying attention, gets to learn that the Flora's crush's name is Valentina, and that Val is a follower of Ixacalis. And she knows that because she saw the tattoo on her forearm, which is of an eagle. I'm trying to remember which eagle it is. It's the weird one.
I want to say it's like a golden eagle, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's the one with the head frills.
I don't know.
Either way, I'll look that up in just a second. But anyways, so it's the eagle with the shield and a spear. And she recognizes the shield of it because she's been hit in the face with that shield so many times during her training.
Rip.
But actually it's kind of...
It still has an Alora's face-shaped dent in it. That's how she
at this point,
it.
yeah. It's kind of impressive, honestly, if you think about the fact that this tattoo is that, like, on point. But yeah, so it's after that where Flora makes her way onto the scene, and I have to say, I just love how Al is so happy to throw Flora under the Valentina, but like she's also super sure to make sure that Flora knows that she will be there, like if she needs it out at any point during their little impromptu date. She's like, "Don't worry, boo, I got you. You say the word, I'll kill her."
Yep, and by being thrown under Valentina, I'm sure she ends up under Valentina.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
see. Anyways. Flora manages to recover some of her charm, and she sets off to drinks with Val, leaving, you know, Allura, Axis, and Rune to hang out, because who doesn't want to try and score with a chick while there's a sloth in the room? So, not to go into too much detail about this part, but I might go on a little too much, but we'll see, about this part of the chapter, but Allura rediscovers a bit of her own childish, you know, excitement and happiness while she's with Axis during this scene, especially when she gets him the dragon cake. And this scene is just fantastic because it's interlaced with Lars popping in and out to make snarky comments and to basically piss off Axis, taunting him. And Axis is just having such a hard time flirting with Allura. So one of the questions I actually received for tonight was, was for this chapter, and it's about Axis's awkwardness in this bit, and it was, is Axis that dumbstruck by her? So in short, the oversimplified answer is yes, but in more detail, Axis is just so intimidated by Allura at the moment, and like the potential suitors she's had, as well as her romantic history. It's he's like, I have to be the fucking best at wooing her, because obviously she's been wooed all over the place, and I'm sure she's only been with the most amazing people who are actually, you know, sane and moral, probably, you know, like probably has, you know, a regular job and like not dead dad issues, you know, burned alive, and a god that won't like just fuck off. But then she gets him the dragon cake, and he's like, holy shit, she still likes me. And it's just mwah. he kisses her. And it's just so lovely. It's so lovely.
It is. And Z well said, yes, it's time to either nut up or shut up.
Yeah, basically. That's exactly what happens, Z. So Al gets weird, after this because, and Axis has his confidence back. And his confidence is even deepened further when he learns that it was her actual first kiss. She's never kissed a guy before now. So yes, Al is a 25-year-old virgin that just had her first kiss. Fun stuff, ain't that? Sometimes it's better to wait, guys. Regret.
Amanda, no.
What, we're not playing Halo?
Moving on.
Anywho, Flora comes back from her date with Val, and Flora is like super suspicious over the fact that Axis is like actually happy, and Alora's blushing. She's like, this ain't normal. What the fuck is this shit? Anyways, but she still wingmans for Axis because she's a true bro apparently. And because she takes Vern, she's like, whatever, I'll let them be alone. And then she heads off to bed. So it kind of kills her like high from being with Valentina for that little date. But she had a nice night, except for the fact that the person that she slept is straight, unfortunately for her. But if Alora was gay, it still wouldn't work out between them because Flora is her little sister, basically, at this point. She's like, I adopted and raised you. I'm sorry. I can't. But, yeah, poor Flora. But Flora had Valentina. So, the Prophet of Regrets, playing with the Halos. This I know. Yes, I love that. Yes, I love, I miss Halo games like that. I mean, I know we played through one not that long ago, but
yeah, I was gonna say, we played...
Sorry.
Still got a couple more.
Yeah. I don't miss it that much. So Axis, he... At this point, Alora's being super, awkward and nervous, and Axis just takes care of her. He's so hopelessly in love with her, and it's wonderful. But, instead of pushing her further for any more sort of romantic advancement in that night, he's just like, okay, hon, you're worried, you're nervous, it was your first kiss, I think we did enough tonight. Let's just, how about we just go to bed, let's head up to the room where Flora is and Rune, so that way I'm not gonna try anything. We'll be fine. It'll be great. So the chapter is ended with Basashio saying, soon, Unikiss will be together. And I don't know about you, but that paired with Lars Solus's warning is giving some big ass yandere vibes. Let's be real here. That's pretty yandere. But yeah. So anyways.
Yeah, that's not concerning at all.
Anyway, that concludes the chapter summaries for tonight, the discussion for that. But now we have questions. Not a whole lot, but we have a few from our wonderful Drail, aka Z. Sorry if I wasn't supposed to reveal that, but whatever. Anyway, so questions from Drail. Hit me.
All right. So, first question: how much older is Valentina compared to Flora?
Honestly, it wasn't until that you asked this question today that I realized that I never determined this. I expect she's probably closer to Al in age, but if anything, she's younger than Al. Definitely not older. But besides that, I'm not sure what her age is. I never wrote it down. I'm not sure if it's ever mentioned. It's really funny because a lot of time when I write characters, it's more of a vibe that I get than actual details. So it's it's not until someone asks me and I'm like, oh, I don't know. She is mature enough for Flora, but immature enough for Flora. When the time
that's
comes.
how I usually go about it too.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
Why is Lars so relatable now?
Character development.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was really funny because when I Z, you are actually. Z is making more canon stuff like the source of the coffee. Yes.
Yes.
But what was I gonna say? But yeah, character development. When I first started posting the story, it was so hard to like not just be like, guys, stop being so mean to Lars, because like he's a complete ass. He deserves it. He's like a horrible person at the beginning of the story, but his character development is one of like he goes through a lot of it throughout the story, and he becomes one of my favorite characters of the story. It's hard not to like him at the end, honestly, especially with like in the next arc. He has so much shit. Like he's a great character.
Absolutely.
I love him
it's
so
a
much.
lot to look forward to.
I can't wait. It's so hard not to spoil shit.
Hello,
Hi,
Crow.
Crow. Heart.
Good to see you. Awesome of you to be here.
We appreciate you coming and saying hi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Cease.
I'd give a heart too, but I can't.
Next.
Oh wait, I can type a heart in.
Yeah.
Yes. So, so it took Lars being an annoying dick to get Axis to shut up and kiss the girl. Was Axis just desperate, or just taking the most direct route because his mouth words were no good?
So, I know I addressed like a question that was similar to this earlier, and then I forgot to put this one up there. But anyway, so Axis is overwhelmed by his feelings and happiness that Allura still liked him, signified by her giving the dragon cake, and he expressed the best way he expressed it the best way he thought possible, basically. So. Yeah, that you're right, Z. Like when Lars showed real worried and he said my Phoenix, like he was so sad. Like he's like, oh no, I fucked up. Like that was a huge character development moment for Lars. Like when he thought he was actually going to lose Axis, he was really upset. It really hurt him. All right, next question.
All right. So this one is more of a statement than a question from Drail, but it says, also, Rune is one lucky sloth. He gets all the girls.
Can confirm. I just had to put that there for honorable mentions. Sorry.
Yes. Not a problem. So how fast do the rumors of Unicus spread?
So fast. I actually don't really have a time frame for this, but it's just basically whenever it works for the story. But Unicus has been around for a while now, and people are super quick to gossip about the one person that's doing the favor of the gods, basically. And because, I mean, Unicus is answering prayers for the gods without getting any payment. And I'm pretty sure that the rumors even state that Unicus isn't even a mage. Next question.
Alright, so, speaking of the gods, they seem to have their eyes glued to Al these days. Is this going to cause any problems?
Next! That's a great question! Next!
Okay. So, it seems like a certain god in particular has a bit of crush on our girl. The question is this really love, or is this gratitude gone wrong? Z is just like...
I will tell.
Z and the Crow just having the...
Time will tell. I'm very excited for the next arc, though, that, in the story. Cause, like, I'm very excited for the arc that this, like, introduces. And the way that it ends, it'll answer a lot of questions and leave a lot of questions. But, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. So,
I can't wait either.
Anyways, I really appreciate getting questions like these. It makes Storytime Chit-Chat so much more fun when we can, have questions and know where to aim, at for our readers for this. So thank you so much for all the lovely questions. But now it's time to move on to someone that is even more lovely and made me question a lot of things about my own sexuality with her character. So happy Pride Month,
You're welcome.
everyone. It's been a trip. As I go to the right scene. There we go. Oh, look at that. I moved my... I need to fix my avatar. And rising up.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep, you just go right on up there. That's cool.
It's okay. I'll eventually figure out.
Alright, well,
where
hello everybody. Now I am taking the center stage, which is where I belong, I think. So yeah, because it's Pride Month and everything, we're gonna actually talk about some of the LGBT characters, and themes in the Aphuanian Tales and what to expect. And there's no better story to start that with than Brooders, which I probably talked about a little bit before. But for those who aren't familiar with my work, it's a short series of it's a series of short stories, with a few that are heading into long form territory now that basically covers the lives of different characters in Aping and just the way that the kingdoms kind of work with each other and everything. There's a lot of stories to tell in Aping, and they all do kind of interconnect a little bit. And the one goal that I have, of course, is that they can all be read independently, but you get a lot more out of it if you read all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That said, Brooders is an especially special one, and I'm going to kind of get into that. So, talking about this one and kind of what it means to me, originally Brooders was fairly directionless. It was kind of like a way for me to explore and satirize the trope of edgy guys in dark clothes that hang out in dark corners of taverns. So we've all seen it in, like, Lord of the Rings or The Witcher, where the main character, is this dark, broody ranger character or swordsman that's just kind of like hanging out in the back. And you think he's going to be a bad guy, but oh, it turns out this guy's really good and everything. He's just got a dark past. Well, in Brooders, we find out that Aping has a guild of these people. Yes, it is you, Crow.
Crow has a dark past. Crow, do you need a hug? Ominous.
Yes. We're gonna give hugs to Crow.
Virtual hugs, so that way you don't have to actually
hugs,
touch
yes.
people. I thought you'd
Yes,
appreciate
very
that.
important. But
Plus, I don't want to ruffle your feathers.
So Aping has a guild of brooders who are basically people who that is just their hobby. They hang out in dark corners of taverns trying to look menacing. And they have very established rules for that. You actually have to be associated with the Brooders Guild. You have to make sure that you've got a name picked out that's a menacing name.
Mm-hmm.
And the name can't be taken. And this is kind of like a jab at like a lot of gamers and stuff, where with gamer tags, a lot of times, if your name is taken, a lot of people just add numbers to it or whatever. So the one character, Garson, his brooder name is Puppet Master XX9 or something like that.
It's a wonderful name, really.
Yeah, it really is. And then our main character, Wendell, his brooder name ends up being Black Rose 11. And it's just kind of a little satirization of gamers, and also just that whole dark, edgy, like edgelord persona. Anyway, if Shadow was here, then we could poke fun at him with that, but basically it's anybody that has that kind of Shadow the Hedgehog kind of energy. Gonna have the XXX around your name. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Crow.
Yeah.
So this story originally was going to go in a completely different direction. The main character, Wendell, was going to be part of a group of friends with Garson and Ashley. Ashley was originally going to be a much kinder character than she ends up being in the actual story. She still has this flaw with toxic positivity, which you see in Brooders, but she's a lot less overt about it, or at least that was the intention.
Mm-hmm.
Garson, however, he was always supposed to be kind of that, I'm a little confused, but I have the spirit energy. His puppy vibe has been on point, and that was intentional. So
yeah, I love him so much.
Garson is an amazing character, and
I'm so confused, but he's got the spirit.
Yes. So, and then Cecilia, her original intent was supposed to be kind of to encourage the brooders to embrace their darkness and accept the people that they are, because Ashley was kind of trying to pull them from their darkness and depression, and they were going to try to go along with it, but it wasn't going to work very well. So Cecilia still kind of does her job in a way, just not in the way that you would think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving the puppy emotes right now.
I thought it was good.
It was good. So in the actual story of the brooders, so Wendell is very new to brooding, as it were. He's just trying it out. He's trying to get a sense of who he is. He's always liked the dark and the broody and the mysterious, but he's not sure if it's for him. So his first attempt at brooding doesn't work out too well, and but he ends up becoming friends with a character named Garson through it. and the two become very, very close very quickly. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like I had no intentions on relationships and stuff between the two when it first started, but then like a few sentences into yes, yes, a few seconds into their dialogue and everything, I was just like, this is looking very gay, and so I just kind of went with it. Naturally, I kind of just rolled with the punches here. The relationship started blossoming while Wendell's motivations grew into a desire for self-discovery. So it was at this point, while writing, I was actually starting to question my gender identity, and you might notice that my avatar is female. That's important, and there's a reason for that. So Wendell started to kind of act as an outlet for that and was questioning the same things. I do not have any intentions on dating a dude, but that's Wendell. I only give my characters parts of me, not all of me. So Wendell does in fact discover herself, and in doing so becomes Rose. Black Rose 11 becomes Rose, a goth beauty of a trans woman that Cecilia helps to cultivate into the person she wants to be. The positive transformation, a powerful discovery of the self. Meanwhile, towards the end, Rose and Garson do still end up together. The ship sails, and Amanda ends up being very, very happy with me.
I ship everyone.
You do.
That's why Shadow got me a hoodie that says, "I don't care, I ship it."
That's right.
It's one of my favorites.
So, Garson is still attracted to Rose both before and after transition, and even remarks that, okay, yeah, maybe I'm bi. Well, turns out Garson might actually be pan, but that's up to him to decide. Which, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what Garson's actual sexuality is. I just know that he likes, both men and women, and trans people are not excluded from.
Well, he doesn't know either, so you don't even need to know.
Exactly, and that's kind of bringing me to a point. But in any case, this makes Brooders the first explicitly LGBT story in the Aphuanian Tales, and it happened completely organically. Now, they are not the first organic LGBT characters to show up. Technically, the first LGBT character to show up was Arya, because she is bi. And then followed by Broom, but they were all, but
actually,
that's not mentioned.
You messed up. She's explosives.
Okay, yes, her sexuality is explosions, but
and fire.
She likes it both ways.
Yeah, I know. She had a threesome in a collab.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, and she initiated that.
And the other two in it were not sure.
They were both not. They were just taken completely by surprise like that. Like
they were just like, well, if you want to, hon, okay, hon. I'm kind of curious.
So Crow, to answer your question, we always do the as soon as it's implied, okay, we know where this is going, we fade to black.
Yeah, no, we don't actually write out those scenes. We just lead up to them and then let it go to black and let you use your imagination.
Yeah, we there's a lot of implications.
There's lines in our friendship we don't cross.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, and then now the first explicitly LGBT character that it's shown that they're LGBT right from the beginning is Aaron, though, because I use they them pronouns the entire time, and they're the shopkeeper, which is the second story. But in any case, this all brings me to a major point about my character, specifically in Garson's case, in that I set the bones and foundations for my characters and stories, but the characters themselves often write their own personalities. My LGBT cast is that way because they quote-unquote wanted to be, not because I made them that way. I have the power to change things, obviously, but giving my characters that freedom is kind of what I think sets them apart from other stories and other characters, and it makes them feel more relatable. And with actually the collabs, since Crow, you brought it up, that's kind of like a part of it, is that when we're writing our collabs together, we just kind of let our characters write themselves and write their interactions with each other.
Not gonna lie, so I had to yell at Hippie before because she was like, okay, I'm gonna write characters like this, and I'm like, cool, I'll totally design both my characters to fit that perfectly, and it'll be great. They'll mesh well. They'll push each other for information, and it'll lead to where we want to go for creating stories. But then her characters wrote themselves into people that they didn't even like. So they're like, yeah. No, I'm not talking to them anymore. I'm like, Like,
Yep,
there's a
just
point
didn't
you
work.
need to control your characters, Hippie. Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a
Yeah,
little bit.
that sounds about right.
I mean, at least, you know, when I'm, it's my, you know, like, shove accidents and trauma in their pass until they fit the mold that I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, you just abuse your characters
That's
until
how
they,
I get them
fit in the
to,
box.
That's how I get them to, you know, be true to themselves, but keep the, you know, the build that I want.
But in any case, so that's kind of like, that just shows a little bit of my process and just kind of like my line of thinking when I'm creating characters. So far my series, it's grown to have quite a diverse cast. And like, even like when it comes to like races and stuff, like the only time I ever like set out like with basically the only things I plan with a character is, okay, are they human or are they of another species? Okay, if they're human, then, you know, okay, this is the past I'm giving them and everything. Like Aaron, the shopkeeper, was originally, they were planned to be human. I hadn't picked a gender for them yet. I hadn't picked a description for them yet, and they ended up just being written as a non-binary character from Shawgross, which makes them a person of color, and it just went from there. You know, I had no intentions of it. It just happened. But that's kind of where that goes. But I have some stories that were submitted also by Z. If Z, are you still there? Crow is a plotter, and yet, yes, I understand that perfectly. So, the questions that were submitted by Drail were, yes, perfect. So they all cover the newest chapter of the Fel Ren. They are only mildly spoilery because there's not really a whole lot yet, and so, you know, this is just an opportunity for me to plug in and just say, hey, go read the Fel Ren because it's a beautiful first entry into my series, and the chapters are super short. It should be very easy to read. But I'll let you go ahead and ask away, Amanda.
All right. So why are the two boys so vastly different in every sense of the word?
Okay, so for context here, there's two brothers, Ren and Hawk. So Ren takes a lot after his mother, Nara. Nara is very brash, very quick to anger, but she has a very strong moral compass. She's also got some serious tsundere tendencies. You know, she's the type that, like, you know, is that whole, like, it's not like I like you or anything, Baka type of thing. But she ended up falling for Senris for some reason.
We got raided!
Oh, hey!
Thanks for the raid!
It's Phoenix, thank you so much, Snails. It's from the LGBT Tapas group.
Hello!
That's awesome. We were just actually... So, Bree Snails, you...
Look at all the tentacles!
Oh my god, that's so awesome. Alright,
oh,
so you...
sorry, so excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. So the three of you will be glad to know that we actually just got done wrapping up talking about LGBT characters in my stories and stuff. You mind if I just do a quick glance over, just very short?
No, you're not allowed.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
No, go ahead. You're fine. What am I gonna say? No.
Yeah, I just want to
Thank you for the follow. Hey, if I get one more follow,
awesome.
then Twitch will have to accept the fact that I have over 50 followers, because for some reason I have 50 followers, but it keeps telling me I have 48 for the affiliate. It's driving me insane. Sorry, go on.
But yeah, so basically, you know, just going over a quick once over, since we were just talking about LGBT characters and we have a group from that right now. So we so Brooders is the first explicitly LGBT character, or the LGBT story in the Aphuanian Tales. It is a trans discovery story where somebody's egg gets cracked and they hatch into this beautiful trans woman. I also have many stories featuring lesbians, people who are, you know, just gay male for male. I also have non-binary characters, and it's just a very diverse cast. If you're really looking for a lot of that in this story, in my series, then Brooders and Lady Farista are especially the big ones to check out. But anyway, we want to go back to question time. So the question that I got was the two brothers in the Fel Ren.
Why
are they so vastly different?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I had to scroll.
Yeah,
to
no,
find
it's
the right
fine.
spot.
I just wanted to make sure I was at the same spot on the outline as you, so that way I could,
Yes.
screw you up and delete everything.
Beautiful. I appreciate that greatly. So,
I got you, boo.
yeah, so getting kind of to reiterate, so Ren takes a lot after his mother Nara, who has those kind of tsundere vibes, but she's very brash, very quick to anger. She does have a strong moral compass, though, and you kind of see that a little bit later on with Ren. Now, that said, her strong moral compass is what really shows on Yes, thank you, Carl.
I was doing faces.
I appreciate you.
I try to supplement.
So that strong moral compass is what kind of imprints on Hawk. Yeah, so we have to remember that at this point, Hawk is 6 years old. And he's a bit of a mama's boy. He does take after Tenris more, and without interference, would probably end up a lot like his dad over time. But he's a bit of a mama's boy with Nara kind of always coddling him because he's the youngest, he's the little kid, and Nara's just like, this is my baby. So that's why you get Hawk being the one that's all like, Mom. And also, having that appetite and being really anxious and scared all the time because he's very sheltered and he wants to stay that way. Next question.
Okay. Can the younger brother, Hawk, not see that his brother Ren and father Tenris were hoping he'd get the idea it was a secret?
Yeah, so for context, Tenris stayed up late with the boys the night before, telling stories about his time as a knight with the Knights of Solene and all of the heroics that he did. And he and Ren were trying to keep it secret, and Nara was like, yeah, no, that's what's going on here? And Hawk just goes, oh no, we were up so very late. He just snitched on him right away. So the thing is like I was saying before, Hawk is still very young at this point. And so his whole thing is he's got a strong sense that rules are meant to be followed. So he is kind of oblivious to the fact that they are trying to keep everything a secret, but he's also just kind of a snitch. Hence the whole like, Dad or Mom, Dad said the S word, but he actually said it,
Dad! No, wait, no, it's Mom! Mom, Dad said shit!
Yeah, exactly. So, and,
it was funny. I love Hawk so much. I just want to give him a hug.
Hawk is a very adorable character, and I really highly recommend people check out the Fel Ren, if only to see Ren and Hawk as kids, because they're just absolutely adorable together.
Okay.
Thank you, Snails.
Does that mean you're ready for the next question?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What is Ren's favorite story of his
missed,
dad? Dang it. How much time does Ren's dad spend on the couch? I swear I'm paying attention.
You are paying attention. I believe in you. So, so one of the running jokes in the first chapter is that Tenris keeps sleeping out on the couch when Nara gets mad at him. It's that whole like as a punishment thing. Nope, we're not sharing a bed tonight. Sorry, hon. But the answer is actually it doesn't happen very often. So Tenris and Nara do love each other very much, and they actually have a very healthy relationship with each other. They might get on each other's nerves a lot, but it's all in good fun, and they both know that it's not really like meant to be taken seriously. More often than not, if Tenris sleeps on the couch, it's because he volunteered his punishment, meaning that he was like, oh, she's mad at me, I guess I'm sleeping on the couch tonight, and that's it. Like he just assumes that she's gonna be harsh on her because that's just the person she is.
He's self-punishing.
He's self-punishing, and Nara lets him get away with a lot more, she would, but she's very amused by the fact that he just sighs in defeat and relinquishes himself to whatever fate he decides she has in store. So she's kind of tormenting him a little bit, but out of fun. But he doesn't take it too seriously because they kind of know that if either was actually bothered, that they would have a talk and go through things.
All right.
Next question.
Yeah. So, what is Ren's favorite story of his dad's?
So, any story that involves fighting along Sir Roth, pretty much, so Sir Roth is actually the main general, pretty much, of Solene's armies. Tenris trained under him, and you'll find out more about that later on.
I love him so much.
Yes, and Sir Roth is going to be a recurring character later on in the series, too. It's going to be great. But basically any story that involves like his war stories and stuff and involves fighting alongside Sir Roth especially is going to be one of Ren's favorite stories.
Like I love Roth so much that we wrote a collab, a non-canon collab for it, and we're still in the middle of it, and it's one of my favorites. But the problem is that Hippie's like, I kind of want to make this canon, but I can't because it changes way too much fucking shit.
Yeah, like
except she said it much more
characters.
politely because she's polite like that.
I am polite like that. I'm a perfect little angel and extremely modest too.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the characters mesh so well together that I would love to make that story canon, but I can't because it would completely screw up Aething's timeline, and I can't have that because
you're getting called out. Get fucked. Instead of me getting called out for keeping everyone 5 feet away. 5 feet, 6 feet, 20 feet, 100, whatever. Get out of my house. You're not even in my house right now.
I get called out for being immodest. You get called out for attachment issues. Yes, we know.
Deflection. I can just say that, right? And it works.
Yes, sure. Today it does because
Okay,
we're on stream. So, next question.
Right
down here.
Does Ren's dreams get in the way of making friends?
So, there are only yes and no, because the thing is there's actually only a few other kids in Telos Village to begin with, so it's not like he really has a whole lot of options for friends. Most of them, there's kind of a bit of an age gap. There's a couple of older kids and everything and that's more likely to give him trouble because being the young kid, he's more likely to get bullied and stuff like that. But, it's weird because I swear he's supposed to have a friend that was very dear to him, but I just can't seem to remember any details.
You just hurt me.
Like, what?
You're hurting me.
Why? How am I hurting you? I don't even remember what's going on. What were we just talking about? Who were we just talking about?
You know what? Give me 40 minutes so I can get to your house.
So, yeah, that's not an allusion to anything bad or terrible at all that's possibly happening. Just kind of a little bit of a heads up for those who like to keep up with my content and stuff. If you notice any characters in the Felren that seem to be having trouble remembering something, that's kind of a red flag about something that I'm not going to reveal all the details about yet.
I love him so much.
Okay, thank you, Bree.
Have fun with the groceries.
Good luck. But yeah, there's nothing terrible about that. Okay, next question.
So what kind of schooling is available to the boys?
So there's actually no formal schooling in Aething for the most part, with the exception of a few major cities. So a couple of the capital cities will have like a small school for those who are wealthy enough to attend it. Yes, it's a very sus city, thank you. And the city of Stockholm also has a major college, and that's specifically for witches and mages and stuff. But most education in Aething is only really available to people who are either ruling class or nobility or something along those lines, and in major urban areas. And otherwise, there's just nothing.
So I just threw up the link in the chat for if anyone's watching and hasn't followed the Aphuanian Tales, which is the stories he's talking about right now. She's talking about right now.
Yes, which very highly recommend. I especially recommend this most recent story to anybody that's watching because its chapters are very short, so people who tend not to have much luck reading web novels will actually have an easy time with the Felren, if only because I'm keeping most of the episodes to less than 1,000 words, which isn't a whole lot. We're talking about maybe a page and a half on a Word document. And that's intended unless there's a major scene that it requires more a longer chapter, in which case I'll let people know. But that said, there's a good 60 episodes of other content up on there with a bunch of different short stories and stuff. Got quite a diverse cast and everything, but we're gonna continue on because I've still got a couple more questions, and then I'll try to convince you all to read my crap.
Okay. Does Ren learn sword fighting from his dad?
So I'm just going to say that Tenris fully intends on teaching Ren swordplay when he's old enough, and Ren can't wait for that to happen.
I think I'm gonna make a emoji that's just a red flag.
Red flag emoji.
I'll be
Yes,
adding that to the Discord when I get around to it.
Yes, I'm just, and I assure you that everything is going to be fine. Telos Village is a very nice town where nothing bad ever happens.
Yeah, sure. Oh, we're into the steampunk music for some reason.
We are. Will he actually wake up on time for lessons? Well, yeah, that is one big thing. So it should be noted that Ren loves to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He sleeps all the time, and there is just, that's another big thing.
Yeah.
But so that's all the questions I've got. And so we'll probably we've still got the before we go announcements and stuff, but I can turn things over to you.
I got more stuff that I'm gonna talk about. So as like a little funsies, I don't know if I say funsies. I didn't actually plan this part out at all, but basically, my arms are going everywhere because I'm just crazy. It's a manic day, It's better than a depressive day, but Anyways, so I started to release a new novel this month because I wanted to do something for Pride Month, and I've been wanting to write a novel like this anyways. I just hadn't found the inspiration, and then like 3 days before June, I was like, I got it. Let me just write a whole month's worth of episodes real quick. And I pretty much did. I did 3 weeks worth. So, and that's with 3 episodes a week dropping. So, the next episode that will be dropping of this series, which is called Minding Empathy, will be dropping tomorrow at the same time that When Souls Awaken news chapter drops tomorrow on Tapas as well. I mean, if otherwise, Patreon's When Souls Awaken drops in an hour. But Minding Empathy, I'm really excited for. The main character, the whole cast, a lot of it is LGBTQTI. Oh my god, I'm forgetting all the letters. Plus, I'm dyslexic. I try. This is why I have to edit everything so much with Hippie's help.
Yes.
But anyways, so the main character is Eleanor Sky, and she's a pansexual. She's pretty chill. She's got a lot of anxiety and stuff. But I mean, her whole gig is that she's like an empath that's a mage. So in this world, there's empathic mages. They're not very common. But anyways, in the next chapter, a character named Tiana is going to be introduced along with another one named Carter. Carter is just a whole puppy of a person, and I love him so much.
I want to adopt that man.
Yeah. Cease is trying to adopt him. So, because she's read everything that I have up ready for this yet so far, because checking it out, making sure it actually works. But anyways, because I binge rate everything and then I don't look back. I don't know what's happening.
Pretty much.
And then Cease is like, oh my god, so I can't wait to see how this turns out. I'm like, me either. I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going, but I kind of have a general idea where I'm going with this. Either ways, I'm really excited for it. So in the first episode, there's a lot of emotions and stuff being used. She actually alters people, what they're feeling, and she sways memories. It's really nifty. You should totally check it out. I don't have a link set up for it specifically yet, but you can find it in my link tree, which is on my profile, and Nightbot just threw it up for me. So it's gonna be great. But I'm really looking forward to having more of it up, and it's I already got a handful of subscribers for it, so that's super awesome.
It is, and I want to say that people that are watching and everything, and this isn't me just shilling on her behalf or anything, but Amanda's her writing style is really good. It's really easy to read. We both practice what I like to call word flow, where you get all the details, but we try to make the actual sentence structure set up in a way that it just kind of flows on the page. You don't have to worry about going back and rereading stuff over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get the gist of everything, and Amanda does a fantastic job with that.
Thank you.
It's all very poetic almost, the way that her prose is. So I highly recommend checking out her work if you like beautiful flowery language, especially.
And so when Souls Awaken, the chapters for that are longer, but but you know, it's still good. It's a much darker fantasy where Mining Empathy is a lighter fantasy in some ways. It's got more comedy in it, and it's kept lighter throughout. But it's instead of being like, you know, medieval-ish fantasy, it's more of like modern fantasy. So you know, there's like technology and stuff, but it's like a dystopian type of setting because there was like this massive war that knocked out a lot of shit basically on this entire continent, and that's where it takes place. But there's stuff for the magical creatures and magic and bullshit. It'll be fun. It'll be lots of fun.
Yes.
And the chapters are kept really pretty short on it, so it should be an easy, fast read when you get to it. Like, be like, oh, okay, let me read this bit. But I mean, it all keeps going. And I have plans. I'm really excited for one of my characters that shows up in... I'm trying to remember which chapter, but they're coming up. They're my non-binary character that I have planned for this so far, and they're named Lumi. And
They are wonderful.
They're so wonderful, and I can't wait for them to show up. I'm looking to possibly... I'm trying to figure out who else to add to this, but at the same time, I'm just seeing where it takes me. But anyways, that's pretty much all I had for that. But so the next stream is actually tomorrow, and Hippie will be chilling with me for the first hour of it before she has to go and pretend that, you know, she's a real adult to go to work and stuff like that. But it'll be my Oblivion stream, and we're continuing. I'm going to continue off where I left off in what is that? Sheogorath's the Shivering Isles DLC.
Shivering Isles, which you started without me.
Because I promised my viewers. And and as you saw, one of them hopped in the stream last night and was like, "Where's Sheogorath?" I'm like,
that was funny.
I was like, in Oblivion. This is the co-op stream.
So in addition to these streams, we do a lot of the gaming streams on this channel. So Wednesdays we do co-op streams, and Fridays are Amanda's solo streams. So
far the co-op stream for this month is The Forest. We gotta find little Timmy. I don't know if he's in a well, but I'm pretty sure oh my god. I realized it. Hippie.
Is he in the sinkhole?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the sinkhole.
You know, I saw a thing on Reddit where somebody actually covered up the entire sinkhole with wooden planks and said no.
I don't blame him, honestly. I'm a little terrified to go down there. I would suggest watching...
I feel like you're going to end up falling into it at some point.
Oh, I know I will. I ran off a cliff because the cannibals were chasing me.
Yes.
Remember that? I screamed. I ran. I'm like, oh my god, I broke my legs.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, that was... Anyways, if you're curious about the gameplay, you can totally check out some of the stream from last night. I don't expect anyone to sit there and watch it for the whole 5 hours that we streamed it. But it'd be cool.
But you should, because it's an amazing 5 hours.
Or just, you know, follow and watch the next, you know.
That too.
Thing. I actually did
we probably should have split that one up into segments.
What do you mean?
For easier viewing.
Oh, no. You can highlight sections if you want or whatever. But works. I mean, you know. Anyways, thank you so much for coming and joining us for Storytime Chit-Chat. I appreciate the ever-loving heck out of it. It makes me so happy. I'm so happy to have so many viewers this time around. This is like the best Storytime Chit-Chat we've ever had.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm really happy about that. Yeah, I have a couple of announcements actually before we go.
I'll just switch it over to you, so you're the cool one there.
Yeah, I'm always cool.
Frosty.
So, yeah. Actually, I'm always cold, but we already knew that.
That's why I got you a hoodie.
Thank you.
That's why I always get you like hoodies as a present.
That's like 90% of my things, yeah. It's hoodies. But first things first. So, I was talking about the Felren earlier. So, next episode of that drops tomorrow morning. I'm trying out a new little schedule where I'm dropping my content in the mornings, just because with the amount of subscribers that I've got now, which thank you all for helping me hit that milestone of 100 Tappa subscribers, it makes more sense to, you know, drop it in the morning so that all my subscribers can see it. And it seemed to work out really well last week, so I'm hoping that we have the same thing this week. That said, in addition to that, I have a giveaway going on. So if you're one of my active Tappa subscribers, you can get a free. You have a chance at getting a free Oracle dice reading from me. It costs nothing to subscribe to my content or anything. It's just, you make an account on Tapas, you subscribe. It's really that easy. But if you like and comment on my stuff, then your name gets thrown in the hat for an Oracle dice reading. If anyone is familiar with tarot divination and tarot cards, it's basically that, but more in depth, and it involves dice on a mat and everything. Usually takes me about 3 hours to do one, so that kind of gives you an idea of how in depth we're talking here. I have 3 levels of prizes and everything. So, Drail says he wants chocolate and smut. I can give you chocolate.
I will post that story at some point whenever I finish it, at least for Patreon, if nothing else.
Yes, I can give you chocolate. Smut would probably cost some money. But, and of course, feel free to check out. So yeah, the new episode of Felren drops tomorrow, and if you really, really like it and want to see the chapter after that, you can subscribe to my Patreon, and then you get to see the next chapter, because I release everything a week early on that.
Yeah.
Yep. That's pretty much it. Just, thank you all again so much. I hit, the 2.6 thousand views and 100 subscribers the other day. Got featured last week, which was fantastic. I'm just really loving the amount of engagement that I've been getting the last couple of weeks. So thank you all so much again. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, C. So
yes,
anyways, my avatar is floating again. There we go. Thank you so much for everyone that came and watched. Be sure to go on my profile, check out our link trees. I dropped hippies in there not too long ago. So thanks again. Thank you so much for everyone that helped me get to 50 followers. I really appreciate it. It's so awesome, and it's great. It's super exciting. Also, special thanks to my Patreon and Coffee supporters, CC, Kathy, Alex, Ruby, and Drail. It really makes it, it really helps to make this more possible to spend more time, and with more Patreon, if I can get enough, then I can actually get maybe some help to put out even more content. But
yeah, the more support we get, the more content we get. And speaking of supporters, Amanda, do we want to throw in the link for our
I think it's friends. Yeah, so if you check out that link tree, you'll see a list of suggestions from me of content to read. If you want to be added to it, just message me, hit me up, something like that. Let me just remember real quick to drop an invite for anyone that wants to join the server.
Yes.
Because I appreciate people joining.
Yeah, we really want to talk to the people that are engaging with our content and actually get to know them and everything, because, we do this content not just for us, but also to, entertain and for you all. And so, if you have characters that you guys like, that you want to see more of, that's something that you can tell us, because,
also,
we can do more stories about that.
Also, the fun thing with the Discord is I do have a channel that is that I only reply to you as a character. So if you want to talk to any of the characters I write, you just go, "Yo, hey, Larsolus, what's crack-a-lackin'?" And he'll be like, "Not your spine, because I'm not cracking your spine." I don't know. The fire.
He would say something that's actually funny.
He would say something that would be along the lines of Larsolus. I love how badly I just fucked that up, but who cares?
Yes, and sometimes, occasionally, I'll jump in as one of my characters too in that server.
She says occasionally, but every time she always jumps in and only as her characters. And I don't care if you reply as yourself or as your own character. One of my Discordians, they reply as their own character, and that's I think it's lots of fun. But yeah, so if you want to join the server, feel free to. It's always great to have more people around. It's pretty relaxed. You just gotta follow the rules, which is basically don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks again so much. The next stream is tomorrow, and new chapters from all of us drop tomorrow as well for both my stories. So that's all I got. You got anything last minute to add there?
Just shout out to the people from the other server for coming in and for raiding us and everything. Phoenix, that was fantastic of you, and Bree, thank you for coming along. I don't know who else might have been watching with that, but it was great to see you both and to have you both coming in. Feel free to come visit us again sometime and everything.
That was
And
the
you know,
first.
if you,
That was the first time I've ever been rated. I was so excited.
it was pretty awesome. Yeah. So thank you so much again.
Okay. Have a good night, everyone. But I'm hanging up now. Toodaloo.